So talking of the KSI fight,
Yeah. I could. So if I just put out some opinions on it, you've got
No.
to kind of just go.
no, I think we can all agree it's not worth hearing your opinion. We can,
All right, so this has been a Team Biscuits podcast.
yeah, go on.
I've watched the fight twice now. First time I watched it, I had it basically the same as last year. You know, when we went to watch it, we both said live at the event was like 3-3, maybe 4-2. If you're sort of, but it was a draw or win for KSI. It was never a win for Logan. That's how I scored it watching it. I was like 3-3, maybe if you give the first round to Logan. 3-3, maybe if you give the first round to Logan. But probably 4-2. And I rewatched it and I was like, yeah, I can't really I can make an argument for Logan drawing.
So what did you have it? Because I only watched it the once, but I scored it. So let me just
I scored it 4-2. Just though, like I wouldn't be surprised if someone scored it 3-3. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but do you know which rounds you had which way?
So what was the knockdown for the fourth round?
That
was 8-8 because he got the knockdown, but he got deducted 2 points for the punch to the back of the head when he was down.
Yeah, so from let's do something different. Let's try and do it at a logical order and start at the first round.
Fourth, then second. First round I gave to KSI 10-9 just for being, and then second round, same second
Star Wars
round.
commentary of boxing. Start at round 4.
Basically, I gave him the first 3 rounds, then gave Logan the 4th and 5th, and then gave KSI the 6th. That's how I scored it. So 4-2.
Yeah, I had 2.
And don't get twisted, Logan is still the better boxer out of the two of them. KSI was just the aggressor, and he landed the bigger punches. I don't think he landed more punches. He landed the bigger.
I was going to say I'll get onto that in a minute, but I was going to say I had it.
Well, he did land more punches.
Yeah, he landed. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't actually see the stats for it.
I didn't see
40 more.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't see the
Really?
stats for it, but you could
Over
see
6
it.
rounds,
Pick
that's
up
quite a
on
lot. Have football punches.
There were points where he was just coming in wimbling like a fucking maniac.
Oh man, he was full on Johnny Wilder. He
mate.
went in there. But the thing is, do you know what it was?
I've really fucking disliked him. It's like I've really disliked. The thing is, like Wilder is it's his thing, and he goes a bit, and everyone knows he goes a bit over the top on it and stuff like that. But he only does that when he knows that he's caught the guy with something that's rocked him.
Yeah, so he knows he can be careless.
Yeah, like KSI will land like one punch and then just start flying, and you're thinking at any point, if Logan sets himself or counters, you're fucking wide open.
Do you know what the two biggest issues? I had several issues with the fight, but
well, hang on. Let's go around for the points first. So I had KSI for the first and second. I had a draw for the third and fourth, and then I had Logan for the fifth. Yeah, I think I had Logan for the 5th and KSI on the last one.
Yeah.
But basically, I totaled it up and had it as 56-55 in favour of
KSI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one of the ones that I had as a draw is the one that Logan knocked KSI down in, because I don't think KSI did enough to win that round.
No, he didn't.
So I had it as 8-8.
Fair play to the guy though. You could tell that he got staggered by that, and he picked up in the later round. He did alright.
Right, before
that shot was bad.
Hang on. So what about you? So what did you have it scored as?
So I've not watched the fight again properly to score it, and I was quite tired watching it live. But obviously you got the. By the way, KSI definitely knocked Logan down. That should have been knocked down.
Yeah.
I was going to say I was going to get on.
The first one, like when they show the replay or whatever.
And Shannon brings in the background going, "No way, champ! You hear him when they went to the no way, champ!" And I was like, "Bro, he's hit you in the side of the head, and you've gone down." Just
because you've gone down like hugging every orifice of his body.
I was about to say he's got away with it because he slid down KSI like that, so it looks like he's been pulled and he's walked backwards.
So which one are you talking about?
When KSI knocks Logan down,
I believe it's the first time.
He doesn't pull him down. Logan's going down, leaning to the right and leaning forward.
I'm saying it makes. Well, the way Logan's, as he's hit him, so KSI's knocked him down.
Yeah,
he's hit him inside of the head. When he's gone down, he's hugging KSI like that. So as he's gone down, it looks like he's sliding down him. And as KSI walks back, it looks like basically the clinch has gone wrong and he's falling around of him in real time.
Right.
But when you watch the replay, you can see he's gone bang, hit him in the side of the head, and he's gone down.
So, I was going to say that's not why they called it though. I thought he didn't call it because it was hit on the back of the head. They didn't do it because it was a clinch and fall.
Because when you see it, he hits him in the side of the head, and then the glove just goes like that.
No, I think it's just it's because of Logan's body position, because Logan's body position is down to the right and he's forward leaning that way.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, referees don't get the chance to go back on VAR, so you get instant second.
But we've all agreed that was a knockdown. I don't know anyone that's disagreed with that. So, like, because people were saying, and to be fair, I'm inclined to agree that Logan's made the argument that I've not been given any warning. You know what I mean? And he's had 2 points deducted for that. The knock on the back of the head. Well, I say.
You're talking about the second one, yeah.
I'm saying when he knocks him down and he hits in the back of the head and gets deducted 2 points. It's a dumbass move.
I thought it was a bit harsh, but I didn't have an issue with that because in my mind there was two things that Logan did that weren't right. He lands his first uppercut, which is sweet, good hit, and you can see it really rocks.
It's the grab on the head.
It's the second one where he holds the back of his head and fucking like, what are you? You're doing, fucking mate? Boxing. Yeah. You can't hold the guy's head and just start fucking wailing into it.
You can't hold his head in place so you can punch him more.
So he hits him with the first one, which is clean, and I honestly reckon if he would have just hit him again or left him, I reckon KSI was going down.
Yeah,
he looked fucking bad after that one. But then he holds his head and uppercuts him, and then as he goes down, he fucking hits him again.
And then he hits him again when he's actually on the floor.
Yeah, so flush on the back of the head as well.
Yeah, so that's why. So because when I first looking at it, I was like, 2 points deduction is fucking harsh for like hitting on the way down. But then after I was watching it, I was like, nah, you can't hold someone's head. You can't then smack them on
the
ref.
Did say that. I think that's the only time I've really ever seen the refs proper mic'd up in.
Yeah.
He was really vocal,
yeah. So that he said like he literally went all four corners of the thing, saying like a point for the nasty.
He went 2 points for knockdown, 2 points away for the knock in the back of the head. He did.
But that's I even in that one but I think KSI got really fucking lucky that happened, because after that happened, so he took the really bad whack, and the first bad whack that he took that had proper rocked him for it.
He had a long time to recover.
What I mean is, if Logan had just stood back at that point and not done all that stupid shit and just gone for him, I think he would have properly put him down.
Yeah.
But he then got the counter for they all went to their own sides, and the referee went round and did that bit, so he's got a little bit of time. Then he gave him like 4-5 minutes.
If it's the same as getting hit in the nads, you've got up to 5 minutes to
kill. So I think they gave him like 4 minutes for that, and then there must have only been about 20 seconds of the round, because they went back on and then it immediately broke.
Definitely less than a minute.
Yeah. So you're looking at I reckon KSI had about 6-7 minutes to recover from that bad whack.
That's literally what I was going to say. That situation couldn't have worked out better for him in the sense of having time to recover. And even though his legs were wobbly, by the time he came out the next round, he mostly looked like he was like 80% back to normal.
Yeah.
So it did really work out for him. A couple of things I was going to say. So what you said about Logan, he just didn't capitalise on anything. He looked the same as he did in the last fight. He looked like a guy with a good stiff jab who could lean back and avoid shots, but then he just never comboed up when he had the opportunity. And he didn't utilise his reach. Like when they were both punching, KSI's obviously going for more body shots, so when they're punching, they're leaning into each other at that same time to jab, but they're reaching each other at the same time because KSI's leaning in better, whereas Logan's got that stiff jab. He's not leaning his body forward with it. They're reaching it, but the shorter guy's got a 3-inch.
I don't think it's that simple. I don't think it's that simple though. But I'll stick to the nice things about it before I go on to anything else. Which is, I think when I was watching it, especially for the first rounds I was watching it, I was thinking KSI's team had just had a far better game plan, because KSI couldn't stand on the edge of Logan's fight circle without just getting jabbed and picked off.
Which is what happened at the beginning of the last fight.
Yeah, but he was coming in, he was landing his jabs, immediately comboed into it, and then whether he hit, if he was successful, he'd keep going. The second he failed and he was close, he would clinch. Then the referee would break him up and then he'd come in. So Logan didn't have the chance to stand there and just trade jabs with him, because every time KSI's failing, he's already broken his circle, so he's coming in for the clinch.
Logan's jab looked worse than it did last year because he's so much bulkier as well. Like I think he came in last year. I think he was something like 11 or 12 pounds heavier this year. Bulkier, and I think it made him look more rigid.
I think I see my take on it was, I think so what Logan did, I thought kind of made sense to me. His fucking glove positioning was pissing me right off.
Like this?
Yeah, just having it so low.
At best, it was like that.
Yeah,
half the time it was like
best,
that.
Yeah. So that was pissing me off, because
that was one thing KSI did well. Whenever
KSI's
after both of them went down, their fucking hand positioning was so much better. After they'd both gone down and come back up, the second they were moving in, then it was tight defences.
Yeah, but KSI always protected his face.
But at the beginning of it was ridiculous.
He didn't always protect his face, but as soon as he got hit, that's it. And he's that was the standard of the fight I thought would be better. Not because I thought two YouTubers would be great fighters, but it wasn't that much better than it was over a year ago. I thought they would have improved more. The only noticeable difference I'd say between the two is that KSI's defense and head movement was significantly better. His attack was basically exactly the same.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that he had a plan with going to jab into the body and then coming with the overhand right all the time.
Yeah, the only thing about both of them that I thought was fucking shocking, and honestly, like, I wasn't even watching it. I was just texting her. I was just like, I could not believe how many deep breaths they were taking so close to their opponent.
Yeah,
like
jaw opener.
Yeah, literally. Like, it's fair enough if you need to pant, like you've tired yourself out too quickly. But get out of that close range and just get your breathing back a bit. Come in, keep them at distance, but just get your breathing under control. But they're like walking back into each other, both with their fucking jaws open. And I'm thinking, terrible. I don't trust either of you to shut your mouth in time.
Someone's getting their jaw like
cracked
open or something.
But that was really doing my head in, and then between that and KSI's charging forward, I just thought, like, you're fucking asking to get smacked. Like,
but you are right. You're right in saying that KSI and his team, they just had like it. There was no need to make it pretty. They just wanted to win. Whereas I think Logan was trying too hard to be a boxer.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because
really?
So what I do if I'm fighting someone who's new into the club and they're up for it, they're really keen and they want to go for it. They normally come out really aggressive and they'll come swinging at you and they'll come flying in at you. And I won't really stand toe to toe with them because you've got someone who doesn't know what they're doing. So normally, because they're working off fear, they're going to have their reactions quick enough that they'll dodge what you're going to send to their head. And if you stand toe to toe with them, it's all right, but there's no need to play it out that way. But if you fight them and you let them just go a bit wild for like the first 45, 50 seconds. Obviously, I'm talking about amateurs. If you're talking about what they were doing, you're talking about rounds here. But you just let them wear themselves out for the first couple rounds, first minute, whatever, and then you start to hurt them. Then you start to pick them off, and then they've got no energy. They don't have the heart anymore, and now you're just hurting them. So when I looked at Logan's game plan, I thought to myself, he was noticeably doing fuck all in the first couple rounds. Like, there's no way you could score that in his favour. Like, he was doing fuck all.
He's obviously looked at last year and tried to learn from it.
KSI won those rounds, not because he was better, because he was the aggressor.
Yeah. But then in my mind, that's fine, because then if Logan had come out from the third onwards, 4 rounds of Logan going fucking wild, I honestly think he would have won it. And I do think that game plan would have worked if Logan hadn't decided to fucking hold his head and smack him on the way down. Because if he hadn't have done that,
he'd won.
Yeah, even if he would have just stood back at that point.
Although
KSI was completely out of breath. He was fucking knackered.
Yeah.
All he had to do was just take advantage of it.
So he would have won had he not done that. But at the same time, like we all said, KSI would have then at that point been robbed for not getting the knockdown.
That's the referee's mistake. It's not you sabotaging your own thing for just being a dick.
This ref is he's like a well-established ref, isn't he?
But it's still it's hard for him because obviously it was an ugly fight. So it's like he's having to get involved every 2 seconds. His arms flailing about everywhere. It's like it's not a normal boxing fight where
fully.
So it could be as experienced as he wants. He's never been in that situation.
Yeah, he was basically marshalling the fighters and telling them to relax, like when they were arguing, like, relax, chill, like it's not that deep.
Yeah. He was having to he was talking to KSI, like coaching him through kind of what
was going on for him.
Yeah, like what Logan's actions meant for him. He was like, cool, you've got time, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've still got stuff to do, he said. You've got time, like relax.
Yeah, he came out early, innit? And the ref pushed KSI back and was like, I'm not ready.
Yeah, back in the corner. But sorry. So on that note, like, I don't think Logan would have won on if that went the way that I think it was going to do, with KSI tiring himself out, Logan coming out strong. Because if you look at the presence, right, KSI, I mean, both did a fucking awful job of controlling the centre of the ring, but KSI was pushing that point and he was constantly trying to chase him down.
Yeah.
Logan Paul didn't have a presence in the ring until about the third round. That's when he then started to come forward. And when he did have a strong presence and he was pushing KSI to where he wanted him to go. I reckon if KSI hadn't had that break halfway through, I reckon Logan would have probably won with a knockdown, because I don't reckon KSI's legs would have been up for it. You saw how fucking wobbly he was, even when the ref just got him to one side.
It was the fourth that all that went down, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because even in the fifth, he didn't look that great.
Yeah, and that's after 7 minutes.
Yeah,
after 7 minutes of like getting yourself back together and recovering from that big hit, he did not look that great in the fifth round.
But Logan's problem is that, like you said, his ring presence in the sixth round. You look at it again, and all of a sudden, KSI standing in the middle of the ring, pushing him around again. Like he was back in the middle of the ring, swinging wildly, but keeping Logan around the edge of the fight in the sixth round. And I'm like, you knocked him down. And then you were basically marshalling him in the fifth, trying to push him back and get that hit. And then sixth round, he's come out again, and you've let him back.
I'd love to know how many punches Logan landed with his right hand.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He was just jabbing.
I'll pull up the stats for it.
For a straight right, we did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't combo up ever. It's almost like he didn't know when to follow in.
Mate, you even heard his coach shouting at him like 1-1-2, 1-1-2, 1-1-2.
Yeah, and he just didn't. It's almost like he. Yeah.
Mate, when Shannon Briggs is using words, then
I'm so glad that John, what it was, because I didn't. Obviously, I wanted KSI to win, but it's not even that I hated Logan that much. I actually just disliked Shannon Briggs in the build up to it all. He was just such a man child about everything, and I was just like, oh, dude, just stop, man. Seriously. Like, just if you're gonna like be that guy, be that ex heavyweight champion of the world pro that you're gonna come in and give a wealth of experience, act like it. Don't act like a fucking baby.
There you go. KSI. Oh no, that's just the fucking average. Okay, so KSI threw 264, Logan threw 220. For some reason, I've got punches landed. Oh right, punches landed 61 for Logan, 56 for KSI.
Yeah. It does sound
so Logan was landing.
Yeah, so that's what I said. I think KSI landed the more significant punches, but I don't think he landed more because he walked into Logan's jab quite a few times. But that's what Logan almost played like a counter puncher. I didn't understand that from him.
No, what fuck me off about it is if you're going to be a fucking counter fighter, be a fucking counter fighter.
Yeah.
Like the amount of fucking options that he had when like even his overhand right. Like looking at it, even with just the overhand rights that KSI was throwing, after a while you know what he's going to be coming in with, and the only times that I saw Logan change anything is when his guard went higher. KSI was just trying to land more into the body, which is like it's standard. Like if you see the guy's guard up, you go for something else. That's fucking standard. But he had so many options to actually try and counterpunch. And like I was watching a thing a little while ago. It was Golovkin's knockout record, and in no way, shape, or form are those two ever going to be fucking anywhere near. But I was watching at it, but a lot of Golovkin's knockouts is when the other guy is throwing at the same time. Have you seen it where he just trades a punch? He knows it's coming in, and you'll see him either drop his head into it and go over the top with it, and you'll see him trade them blows, and you'll see the person's just not taking it because he's expecting his punch to be landing. He's not expecting to be bracing for Golovkin's fist coming straight back into him. If you'd have had a few chances to just trade it, like I mean, he's a big man. Like there's no way that you can't tell me if they went toe to toe in the ring, like Logan wouldn't have been okay. I think he just fucked up so much.
Yeah, this is what I said to you. I was like, we can all sit here and probably agree that he's the better boxer, but number one, there was no game plan, and number two, it's almost like he hadn't practiced for an inside fight against a smaller man.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree 100%.
As soon as KSI came inside, he's just running around the back of his head. It's like, dude, keep your hands a bit closer and fight like that.
But even that, like KSI, like they did that. They came in with the close clinch. Logan's pushing him away. And as Logan's pushing him away, KSI's catching him on the way out. Like that's fucking standard.
So
like the referee hasn't broken it up. You take your chances.
So many times he got hit with that big looping right, just right into the side of his cheek.
Yeah.
Like even when because he's backpedaling. Like fair enough. Like a lot of people do. I'd do it when we've done practicing. Like the first thing that I'd rather than put my hands up, I'd backpedal and then try to punch back. It's the first thing that I do. And that's exactly what he did. The problem was that KSI had said before the fight, he's like, you can't punch when you're walking backwards. And he's walking backwards and he just keeps following, even if he's missing like wildly, he just keeps following in with it until eventually he's got nowhere else to back into and he gets caught.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's the point where you take a step back. So say it happens to you the first time, then it happens to you the second time. By the third time, there's got to be somewhere in the back of your mind that you're thinking, when he starts to push, he's going to be really aggressive and he's going to start knocking me right back. as that happens, plant my fucking foot behind me and just
throw
swing back
Get that
forward.
straight, get that
Mate,
straight
I'll be
right
honest,
as soon as he comes forward.
I'll be honest, even without a hook or a straight, even just literally just locking out your fucking jab as you're stepping back and just letting him walk onto the fucking end of it.
Yeah.
Like, you can...
Give him a reason not to come forward again.
Mate,
Yeah.
I've seen it in our club all the time. You can break people's ribs not by throwing out a kick that's hard enough to break the fucking rib, but because someone's running in at someone else, and as they run in, they lift their leg and just use it as like a fucking pole, and the person just runs into it and ends up doing the damage themselves. You can do the same thing, and then how many times you do that? A couple times. How many times is KSI going to want to wildly run in when he knows that the second he does, he's going to get locked onto something?
Of there being a glove in his way.
Yeah, like that would kill his confidence so quick on the charging in.
Just overall, really the most surprising thing was how much almost exactly it was like the first fight. I just can't believe that they, like I said, KSI's got so lucky in the fact that Logan almost looked like he just wasn't like he'd practiced his boxing ability. He'd gone away and been like, I'm going to get better at boxing, and they hadn't thought about anything else other than getting better at boxing. Like, there was no game plans, no plan B. There was nothing. It's just like, I'm just going to win because I'm like he did the Arsene Wenger approach. But no, he was, you know how at Arsenal he always said he didn't look at other teams' plans and he always just tried to be the best Arsenal. That's exactly what Logan's done. He's just like, I'm just going to try and be the better boxer. I'm going to focus on being a boxer and learning all the boxing shit, and I'm going to have absolutely no plan to fight this man whatsoever. Yeah. I'm just going to try and outbox him, and it just didn't work.
I would say as well, the other thing that surprised me with both of them is it looked like both of them went with the plan that they were going to try and knock out their opponent. Like, you see both of them bulked up quite a bit. It was the whole thing everyone was talking about. There's going to be knockdowns, and as I say, I do think that was going to be the case one way or the other. I reckon most likely it was going to come in points.
I thought TKO. I didn't think there was going to be like an actual knockout, like as in.
Oh no! I didn't think there was going to be a knockout. But what I mean is, if you look at the fight without that break for KSI, I reckon it would have ended in a TKO. But I was going to say, I was quite surprised how poor the cardio was for both of them. I was honestly quite surprised at how poor it was.
Because in the last fight, it was obvious how shit Logan's cardio was. Yeah, he got gassed, and KSI only drew that fight because he got gassed out. Yeah. So in this fight, like, you think, and everyone's saying, "Oh, Logan's improved his cardio." He hasn't. He didn't do anything. He just conserved his energy better, and he just spread it out more. Yeah. And KSI, rather than leaving it to the late rounds like he did last time, just went for it from the beginning. Yeah. So at the end of it, they were both just fucked. Yeah. And I don't think anyone's cardio was significantly better. Like, KSI's, for example, was decent last fight, so you could say it's arguably the same, but he was carrying around more weight than last time. Yeah. And Logan's is just equal. He just learned to conserve his energy better and just spread it out. But you're right, yeah, it was. Considering we just watched Devin Haney for 12 rounds, like, swing around and like a madman, like super sharp, swift punches, and then not be anywhere near as gassed as these two after 6.
Well, and like even like mid round, you could see it. Like, as I say, like opening your mouth like to pant heavily is not always a great sign. Like, it's
a terrible sign. That's the point where you're like, oh fuck, I really can't bother anymore, and that's when you just start absorbing shots.
Yeah. And when I was watching it, I was thinking, because everyone's going to say, like, the thing that really shocked me about that was that if you talk about this to anyone, they'll say to you, yeah, but you know, it's two YouTubers, they've done it as an amateur fight, then they got their professional license just so they can make more money. Like, you expect it to be a bit shit, and to be fair, we all expected it to be a bit shit.
It was shit than I thought it'd be.
But I will say this, the fucking money they spent on their camps.
Oh really? I don't know anything about
that. Like insane shit.
With the Mayweather gym, like, if he ain't spent money on that, I'm shocked.
But mate, they had nutritionists, they had personal fucking like everything. Like, I watched one of the videos of them both when they were talking about their camps and stuff like that, and I was looking at it and I was thinking, like,
didn't Logan have one of them like fucking oxygen chamber things? What are they called? He
had an ice chamber. Like,
no, the
Oh yes, I did see that. But
the one where you go into it.
That wasn't for his. That's because he had that really bad hamstring injury in that Challenger game shit, and he was still getting physio for that. He said he was absolutely fine by the time the fight came around. But he had this. Yeah, he had like a special oxygen chamber. You're taking like 60% extra oxygen or something. Yeah, it's like meant to aid in the recovery of your muscles.
Keith Thurman had it for the Pacquiao fight.
There you go. Right. He lost that, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
I didn't like him. He's a bit of a knob. I don't know why.
But sticking on thing, But if you look at that, like, if you would imagine, and even if they didn't have to spend any money on it because they're fucking celebrities, you imagine how much it would cost one of us to go and train in that camp, to have a fucking nutritionist who's making all your food, all of that stuff. Imagine how much it would actually cost you. And then to have that as the end result,
Well, yeah,
I was a bit...
What you're saying is they had a professional level camp.
Yeah. Full.
Elite professional level.
Elite, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Definitely.
at the end of the day, KSI's literally had the same team that Badu Jack had. Like, it's the same fucking people around him. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, you can't really argue that he hasn't.
Yeah.
Logan didn't really say too much, but you know he's got Shannon Briggs there. And at his boxing ring.
Yeah, you know he's definitely going to have people, like, he ain't going to have cooked his food. And nutritionist. Because at the end, I'm assuming they'd have been subject to the same... They must have got VADA tested.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they did for the last
have been.
fight. And that was amateur, and they still got like... still got drug tested and shit.
Yeah, well, if the Zone put it on, they VADA test everyone, especially the headline fight. So, like, they... I don't know how common it really is, but, like... They wouldn't have been preparing their own food. I doubt they'd have taken that risk. Because even if you go into, like, the chemist and pop a vitamin pill or something, that's how people get
Billy
done.
Joe Saunders nearly got caught out for it a couple of fights ago, and it was nasal spray. And like I say, I use nasal spray every single day, but over here it's fine. If you, as a pro boxer, you're allowed to use nasal spray, but in the States you're not. So it's one of the things that they flag up on. You're not allowed to go into fight with nasal, like the thing that opens up your nasal passages in your system.
Right.
Don't know what. I guess it's like must be an oxygen thing, so you can breathe better. I guess. Or
The thing is as well, though, it might be one of the chemicals in it can be disguised as something else. So sometimes when they test for things, like I was talking to Neha about it fucking a while ago, but when you test for things, you can't be like, you're not 100% sure of what the results are coming back, and certain things will give you similar results. So sometimes you'll ban out certain substances and stuff like that.
Yeah, masking agents. That's what that Tyrone Spongot did for Usyk. Yeah, because he was taking that estrogen shit.
Yeah.
I did hear about this,
yeah.
So why have you got estrogen in you? Oh, because I'm a woman? I don't know. Are you taking steroids? Are you trying to hide the
Just keep on my
steroids?
period. Leave me alone.
Are you taking the steroids, Tyrone?
Check out my massive tits.
I think that the nasal spray it closes up the blood vessels in your nose as well. So I think if you do get bopped in the nose and where you're meant to obviously bleed more, you wouldn't.
Right.
Because it restricts the blood flow to your nose. So I guess as well you could argue that it
has a physical...
It masks an injury.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is obviously there's obviously like...
There's reasons for it.
There's Gerald Miller drugs, which are obviously bad, but they're not like... If
Sorry.
What is that? Oh.
Don't watch the football.
I thought you violently
you're just making a good point. He was just
it's a great point.
like, there's obviously Gerald Miller level drugs, but then there's other stuff that will be on the ban list that could be in whatever the fuck. Like,
Gerald Miller.
So they're going to have professional nutritionists. Yeah, Gerald Miller's a retard.
Gerald Miller must have just done that because he didn't want the fight. There's no way on earth he thought he could get away with that.
Mate, yeah.
The guy literally took roids.
Yeah.
Like, how on earth did he think he was going to get away with that?
Mate, types.
People are fucking retarded though. Like, you know this, but like people are fucking retarded. Like, you know
people do be retarded.
Yeah, people do be retarded. There is that.
He literally signed the contract saying he was going to get tested like 16 times and thought, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to run around with a pharmacy in my veins.
Well, mate, but like if you look at it, like you had
just
that
crushed
whole
up
thing,
paracetamol, sprinkled it on his breakfast.
You had that whole thing with the Russian Olympics where the Russians had that whole they had a whole network set up to dope their fucking Olympic athletes, and they got away with it for a while. They got away with it for a long time.
Lance Armstrong as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, stuff like that. So if you think about it, it's not
get tested the same way that like boxers would though.
Everyone does, just in different ways.
Yeah,
they'll have their own cycling governing body that will test them or whatever. And
what was it you got caught for? Do we know?
Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
Bare drugs, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, loads of them.
He had a whole medical team carrying around spare blood for him.
Yeah.
That was how he got away with it for so long.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't think it's one of them ones where like they were asking Lance Armstrong for a test and the doctors were sticking a needle in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
I think it was like they were testing him, but before he'd get tested, they'd flush out all his blood with the spare blood. I think that's what was going on.
But yeah.
Yeah, it was complex shit, man.
But mate, when you think about like the money and the everything that you can get out of it, it makes sense to take them risks.
Yeah,
like if you're sorry. If you're that way inclined, it makes sense to take them risks.
Of course it does.
Like, I'd rather take the L and have a future in the career.
Yeah, but you have to remember,
even if it's less paid, than to be banned from basically permanently.
But
And
you look
have your whole
at
legacy.
people like Lance Armstrong. He
had a whole
completed his
legacy.
career. Yeah, that's what I mean. He had his
He got
legacy.
away with it.
Yeah,
But he's been completely shamed now, and he can do. And
well.
he's not going to be hired as in any punditry work, TV, nothing.
So?
No one's going to buy. his books and shit anymore.
mate, Gascoigne came back. Mate, he'll come back.
Yeah, but Gascoigne's just a cheeky geezer.
What are you on about?
He just got pissed up.
Sam, he's completed it already. It doesn't matter. Like he's obviously got to a point, and he was probably the first one to do it smartly.
Yeah.
He's fucked his legacy completely though.
So
He's fucked it. Like,
Yeah.
so
That's
he's
his
zero
bank account.
respect. That.
Yeah, but the other thing as well. One is he's already got
It
the
depends
fucking
how
money
much,
from
like
it.
you said, it depends.
they've taken his yellow jumpers away. Fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, I've got a white jumper and some dye. I'll give you back that yellow jump.
I just make my own. It's fine there.
Yeah, but no, the other thing I was going to say about all that as well is you look at it like, yeah, that one guy has fucked up his thing with it. You got no idea how many fucking drugs the other guys takes and what ones they're currently doing that they can legally get past the agency. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You say this as well.
It is
By the
tighter
way,
now than ever. Like,
Gerald Miller's apparently going to sign a deal with Top Rank, so he's not served the ban, and then he's straight back into £1 million fights.
well,
Yeah.
he didn't actually get banned, did he? Because
No.
he didn't have a fucking pro license. So
Right.
like he'd signed his contract for the fight,
his
got
only-
drugged up, and then just decided didn't need a boxing license for it either.
His only implication was the WBA have taken away his ranking
right.
So he's
That's
got to
it.
start from the beginning.
with the WBA.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
whether
he
the others
wasn't- he
did or
Was he not ranked with anyone else?
I don't think so. No,
He's just a
not in the
clown,
top
mate.
15 anyway.
Pure clown.
But that's I think with all those things though, you got like it's just there's so much of that like doping shit that is legal that you can get away with. Then like you get these whole teams that can help
Yeah, that's
push
why
you
you pay a
through the other side.
nutritionist.
Like yeah, like it doesn't surprise me that like people try this shit as often as they do. Like
Yeah, to be fair.
Maybe not to the extent of Gerald Miller, but like,
Like-
no.
He-
As you said, there's his drugs and then there's everyone else's doping drugs. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like if it was a 1 to 10, you got Gerald Miller's at the top, mate. He's like peaked out maximum. You got to go there to be there. He's in a whole new level. He doesn't think he needs a pro license to box, mate. He's just like, yes, fine, I'll fight AJ. It's all good. So who are you?
But yeah, I thought but the fight itself, I can honestly say that having watched it, I would have quite happily not watched it.
I'm glad. No, I'm glad I
I'm
watched
glad I
it.
watched it. I really hope they just don't do it again, though.
Yeah.
Well, if they do,
They should win
if they do, it's really bad because if KSI wins it, it's done and dusted.
No, but I mean, like,
if
as in
Logan
a
wins it, it's gonna
YouTube
be another
fight.
four.
Well,
Well, did you hear what Eddie Hearn said afterwards?
he said he's probably going to do more.
He's had messages from about 7 high-profile celebrities asking to fight the winner. He won't give them a. But he said like high profiles in like big names, like asking to fight
Like
the winner.
Danny
of KSI
DeVito.
Logan. He's a really big celebrity, shit boxer, a great celebrity.
He's got tons of fame,
Yeah, I'll fight KSI.
so I came in blessed.
Like, if that's what
I do kind of hope that's the end of
if
it.
that's what 14 months of an elite training camp gets you.
I don't think it was 14 months.
It's not though. But it's not. Like I swear to God, I reckon you could get either of you to a better standard than that
I was
in
gonna say
14
that.
months.
I don't mean to sound big-headed, but in 14 months, if I'm training 6 times a week like that,
Yeah.
or twice a day, I expect to be better than both of them at the end of it.
Mate,
Yeah, cool.
I
I was thinking
hands
it's like
down, I reckon.
when they got in under the lights, if there's genuine animosity between them, they just thought, yeah, fuck training. I'm just going to try and lever this. cunt.
I genuinely think KSI did hate him. Like, I watched the face-to-face before. They did an actual face-to-face on DAZN.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see
And
that.
at the end
showed
of it,
you
he's just like, nah, you know what, fuck it. He goes, off the fight, I'm over shaking hand, you can suck your mum. Seriously, he said that. He's like, you can tell he fucking hated him. Whereas Logan, like, even at the end of the fight when they shook hands, he's like, yeah, I was just trying to sell tickets. And it's just like, dude, don't say that, you did. Do you know what actually really bothered me after the fight?
Yeah, but he's going to say that because he fucking lost, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's going to say whatever he can to just
he
mitigate.
immediately started making excuses in the post-fight presser. Like he was like, oh yeah, you know, the problem is like I woke up a couple of days ago, I got really bad cold, and it's like, I don't, and I literally went, don't do that, don't say shit like, because it just makes you look like a clown, mate.
Yeah, but it makes you look like a clown to certain people. To everyone else, they're like legitimate excuses. And find a man that isn't going to lose a fight and give you an excuse for it.
I don't know, I probably wouldn't, to be fair. I'll just be like, I'm out. I'll just hide, mate. I'm like, you lost, and I better go to post-match press conference. I'm nowhere to be seen, mate. I'm back home just like shelled in.
You're in the background, like helping out with the camera work and stuff.
Got a fake
Oh no, I've got a new job.
Got a fake moustache. I'm like, weren't you in the? No.
That's happened though. Like, people do lose and just be like, yeah, I lost.
Sorry. Find someone who isn't fucking them.
Oh yeah, no.
Like,
oh, you mean not boxers?
I don't know. I was going to say like boxers will often do it, but like they literally like their careers. I mean, to be fair, it's going more and more that way with boxing anyway. But their whole careers are made around their personality,
Yeah,
like
of course.
YouTubes and all that.
Yeah.
Like they're
like,
so
what happened
fucking
in that ring will impact what they do in their vlogs and all that. The
yeah,
success
and
of it.
they're so
Weirdly.
egotistical. You are never going to have one of them turning around and being like, "Do you know what? Fair enough, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he beat me fair." Like, nah.
It was a shitty ass excuse. So it's just like, oh, I just wasn't at my best, and I was just like, mate, just allow it.
I broke my toe.
Yeah, fuck off, David Hay, mate. Oh, you know, it just wasn't feeling right. Yeah, I can be asked that bullshit into it. But even they're saying that him and Shannon both saying that they're gonna contest the decision for him to have his 2 points deducted with the fucking commission. It's like,
No, they won't.
but it's not. They said they're gonna do it. They're gonna fill out the forms and shit. It's like, they're not gonna. They're just gonna go, yo, everyone just chuck in the bin.
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
they want this to be over now. They don't want to fucking go back and be like, oh yeah, well, did he or didn't he? They're just gonna be like, no, dude, just forget this ever happened. Put it in the bin.
Yeah, the thing is as well. He said that it wasn't mourned, but I heard the referee earlier in the fight talking about watch out that you're not hitting the back of the head. So I heard him saying it in the earlier rounds.
Yeah, that's what
I think he said it to both of them as well.
Yeah,
They
I was
both
gonna
were
say-
guilty of it
Yeah, there was definitely. I think in the first couple of things, he definitely pulled them both in and was like, "Look, like,
Yeah.
come on, I've got to do a job here. I can't be pulling you in every 3 seconds." To
Yeah.
It was mostly
he
during the
didn't say that, but that's basically you
Yeah.
can tell that's the tone of what. Because the first 20 seconds of that fight was just swing, 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 clinch, 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 swing,
Yeah,
swing,
yeah.
swing, swing, clinch, clinch. It was honestly, I was looking at it thinking like, please do not be like another 25 minutes of this.
And then the fucking commentator at the end.
Oh,
Who won tonight?
They were.
Boxing one.
They pissed me off. Them
Do you know
three.
what, actually-
Who was it? Joe Weller,
Fuck
Vincent
my
Gibb,
life.
and some other cunt.
Joe Weller, Easton Gibb, and Bazinga. Do you know what? Actually, Joe Weller.
Oh wait,
and-
what
and-
commentators
and-
did you have? Because I did not see them commentators.
Did you get Sky Sports box office?
I heard some fucking American commentators.
You
All
would
of
have
it.
probably designed then.
Probably.
Boxing one for you then, mate. We had 3 wankers.
No,
on.
mate. Boxing never wins if you get designed. They give terrible commentators and announcers, mate.
To be
Terrible.
fair, whoever was one of the colour commentators for my match wasn't actually that bad.
Is it the black geezer? Was it?
I don't know.
the
I
guy
didn't see him.
Oh,
Mate, I watched the fucking pirated stream. Through, like, I didn't see any of
You
them.
didn't.
Mate, the fucking every time the round finished, it literally just cut and immediately then walking back out again. I was like, I mean, it saves me time, but yeah.
Do you know what's even more annoying, mate? 9 hours after the fight, Sky uploaded it to YouTube for free.
Did they?
I paid £9.95 for that fucking fight.
You watched it live though.
No, I didn't. I watched it this morning.
Gay.
Wait, so it was on YouTube for free?
It is now. Like, mate, the fight was at like 4 a.m. last night.
And I watched some pirated fucking version for no
They
reason.
uploaded it at 2 p.m.
I watched it this morning. I could have watched the YouTube free one.
About 2 o'clock today, Sky were like, here's the fight. I'm like, I paid for this. Like it's just been less than 9 hours since the fight was on. You upload it for free, you dicks.
Peak.
Why would you pay for it if you didn't watch it live?
Because I wanted to watch it. Because I didn't know they was going to upload it for free in the morning. I was like, because I paid for it so I could have it recorded so I could wake up and go bang and watch it.
You just got robbed.
Yeah, mate,
You got straight robbed.
mate, Sky Sports fully bantered me. They were like, oh shit, Sam's on the fight. Stick it on YouTube.
Mate, I'll pay for your football tonight. Just give me your money.
That's banter.
Yeah, no, it's, that did piss me off actually, I'm not going to lie.
But yeah, no, I really didn't like. I don't know if it's just because I'm watching it as a boxing fan.
sorry.
But them 3 commentators.
That's
were
what I was
doing
going to
my
say. Actually, to be fair to Ethan and Joe, they were actually all right. Like they could have passed for doing like an amateur.
Oh no, Joe
event.
Weller was the worst one.
No, mate, Anees Gibb was the worst one because he got two.
Was he the one that orgasmed as soon as the final bell went off?
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to listen to this because I have no fucking clue what these commentators are
So
like.
I thought to be fair, you can't look at them. This is what I'm saying. You're looking at it as a boxing fan. You've got to look at it as a YouTube person. As a YouTube person, and you're looking at them commentating. Considering that's not their field, I think they did all right, minus Anees Gibb. I think they commentated the fight. They made observations. They weren't like. I think that they were better as commentators than True Geordie and Lawrence were in the previous fights. Personally, I think they were better. Minus Anees Gibb, who just shouted.
But they were like, I don't know. They were saying some stuff. I don't really know their voices, so I can't tell what one was what. I think it was Joe Weller doing most of the talking.
Yeah, he was like the slightly less biased one.
And that was another problem as well. They were literally so far up KSI's arse. Like Logan could probably see him when he had his mouth open.
The problem is that
The
problem is that Ethan's one of the sidemen, so he's like one of his best mates.
I don't
and
care.
Gibbs associated with him, one of his best mates. And Joe Weller, he's already beaten up and beat my TKO, so you just got like two opposite ends of the spectrum there. So it's just like you got two people like can totally like Dick Rollin. KSI, and you got Joe Weller who's trying to be impartial but really easy.
I find it really difficult when in the build up to it. Like even we had those conversations. They're like, oh yeah, it's like it's good for the sport because you do whatever. But what you do is you just turn it into this weird fucking spectacle, because if your plan is you get all these viewership in from both sets of channels and all the fit in this, and it's a big YouTube event, you're gonna have loads of people cluing into it and everything. It's like, okay, yeah. But now all of them will have come in, seen YouTube personalities talk about a fight. The YouTubers, because I doubt many of them would have watched the undercard, so they would have watched the main event, and then afterwards, they're going to come back and hear an actual boxer talking about it. They're going to be they're going to come back expecting
they
to have
only
a fucking
commentated
YouTuber.
On the KSI Logan fight. All the undercards are commentated by
that's what I mean. Like for anyone who's coming into it at that point.
Now don't get me wrong. I understand why they did it. It was just fucking annoying.
Yeah, but no. But what I mean is, you're not going to get fantastic commentary. And for anyone who they have won over, who is a YouTuber who watches YouTube regularly and then wants to start watching boxing, if they come back, they're not going to have some fucking YouTuber commentating on the fights. No. So they're not going to. It's not going to be the same for them. Do you know what I mean?
I don't suppose they were really like the audience they bring over. I don't suppose they cared too much about the commentary. They probably only listened to it because it was people that they knew. But I think if they were to watch a fight, I don't know if it would affect their.
But that's what I mean. We had all these conversations beforehand. Like, yeah, it's going to be really good because it brings in all these extra people. But I don't feel like it will have done.
It would bring in a smallish audience. I don't think they're going to get a loyal following or people that are going to stick with the subscription to DAZN or whatever.
I was going to say, the only thing is DAZN did pretty well out of it with the subscription stuff, because there's some people that will have just left it on because they couldn't be fucked to change
exactly,
it.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people that do that. And because AJ is coming up soon, that's on DAZN as well, that people will just leave it running through for that.
Probably, yeah.
What do you reckon about that, by the way, AJ Ruiz? I spoke to someone earlier and they actually were quite adamant that Ruiz was going to win again. And